For our international clients, we used to just send a scheduling link and call it a day. But some of our clients wanted AI to do everything, including the bookings. Today, I'm showing you exactly how you can build a voice agent that can book in any time zone. We're wiring together N8N, Retail AI, and Go High Level so your AI can check calendars and instantly confirm cross time zone calls. By the end of this, you'll have the same system prompt we use, and I'm dropping all of this for free in our school community. So before we go into this build, I just wanted to show you what this looks like in practice. So you can see right now, so we're just going to go ahead and call it. It's going to check availability. I'm going to give it a unique time zone, and then it's going to go ahead and create that booking in Go High Level Calendar.
Hello, I can help you book an appointment. What date would you like to book your appointment for?
Do you have something this Thursday?
Great. Could you please tell me your time zone? For example, America/New_York or Europe, London, so I can check availability for this Thursday?
Yeah, my time zone is EST.
We have availability this Thursday, August 28th, 2025, at the following times in your time zone: EST, 12:30 p.m., 1 p.m. Which time would you like to book?
Let's do 1 p.m., please.
Great. Could I have your first name to complete the booking for 1 p.m. this Thursday?
Yeah, it's Kevin.
Your appointment for 1 p.m. this Thursday, August 28th, 2025 is confirmed, Kevin. Here are the details.
So just like that, you can see that the appointment has now been booked. And if you look on Thursday, you can see at 1 p.m. that time has been booked. So there are two key automations here. The first one is checking availability. So what's happening here is we get the information on the date they want to book. We convert it to the proper time format for checking availability in Go High Level. We then get the available slots on that date. Here we combine all of the slots together. We can make sure that slots exist. If a slot does exist on that day, then we will format their time zones, the times to their time zone. We will get those two times out of the full list, and then we will respond back to that webhook with the available slots. Otherwise, if slots aren't available, we'll say that no times are available on this date and to choose another day. When it comes to creating the bookings, similar, where we're going to get this webhook of information saying, hey, we want to book on Thursday at 1 p.m. We use a code node to format to the proper time format for creating that booking. We then we search contact to see if that contact exists, because we need a contact to exist in order to create that booking. If the contact does exist, then we will create that booking and respond back saying booking was created successfully. Otherwise, if the contact does not exist, we will create them as a contact first, then create the booking, and then respond back saying that the booking was successful. So today we are going to be building this out entirely from scratch. So we're going to need to start a new workflow. I'm going to name mine checklist book availability. We're going to need a first webhook. We're going to set it to post, put it in production, and copy this. And then we're going to need to create a new function. It's going to be called check availability. So we're just going to drop in. So essentially this tool is going to be checking availability. We're going to need to drop in our webhook that we just copied. And then for parameters, we have two right now. So one is the time zone. So you'll see here, this is the specific time zone, and we're going to use this in order to convert the times later. And then the second one is the requested date with the following format. And so if we look at the get free slots endpoint, you'll see we need the calendar ID. In our query, we could have the time zone. So we're going to have that. And then we need the start date and the end date. And this is in Unix milliseconds, as well as the authorization key and the version. So first thing that we're going to want to do is get some data through here. So I'm going to turn this on so it's active. We can go ahead, hit save here. And so now we're just going to run through the first few steps here. So what date do they want to book, ask for their time zone, and then run the check availability tool. So we can just use the manual chat here. So I want to create an appointment. What date would you like to book your appointment for? I'll say Tuesday. And you'll see here, I also put in the current date so that it knows that information. And then I'll say Europe, London is my time zone. Now this tool is going to fire with the proper date. And you can see that we get a result back. If we go to our executions, we now have this date in here, and now we're going to use that date. And so remember, if we look at our get free slots, we need these two times. And if you've ever tried to use LLMs to convert times, they're actually horrible at doing it. And so we're going to use a code node. This code node is looking like this. So essentially we get the requested date, which comes from our webhook requested date. It's now getting the start of the requested date in UTC format, which is this at the end, and the end of the next day. So we're getting the start and end date, and then it's going to return that start and end date. So if we are to execute this now, you'll see that we get the start date and the end date in the proper format for Go High Level. After we have this, we're going to add in an HTTP request. So we're going to be now getting all of those available slots. So we're going to copy this, head in here, and we are going to need a calendar ID. So you're going to come into your calendars, just copy any one of these and we'll head back in here and replace the calendar ID. Now, if you look, the next thing we are going to need is the query parameters. So we will need start and end date. So we're going to turn on send query parameters. We'll add the start date, we'll add the end date, and then we are going to take both of those values and just drop them in. Now we're going to turn on send headers. And if we look at the headers, we need our authorization bearer with our API token and the version 2021-0415. So we'll add in the version, and we will also add in the authorization and then our API token. So to get that, all you're going to have to do is come into your settings, click on private integrations, click create new integration, give it a name, and add in all of the scope. So you can just go ahead, drop that in here now that that's generated. And if we run this step, you can now see we get the list of available slots for tomorrow. Now, if we look at this right now, and if I add in an if statement here, you can see that if we just drag this in, it's going to be set to the 26th, and people are going to be requesting a bunch of different days. And so we really need the slots and not the specific date, because otherwise this won't work. So to do that, we're going to add in another code node prior. And I have this code right here, which is essentially going to combine all the slots so that now if we go back to our if statement, we can drag in the slots. And you can see that no matter what date we're using, it's always going to output information. And so all we want to do is check that this exists, meaning that there are some dates available. And if it does exist, then we can go ahead and create that booking. So now we'll add in another code node. This specific one is really just formatting the time to their specific time zone. So that's when we're going to be grabbing the time zone from our webhook right here, the time zone. We can go ahead, execute this step. You can see, hey, here is the specific time zone. And if you look, all of the slots have now changed from our time zone to the specific time zone of that user based on what they submitted. And now with that information, what I usually like to do is just condense it and put it in a readable English format, because typically, let's say I had 10 availabilities today, it's too much information for the AI to handle and too much information for the human to be able to respond. Because if I said I have availability at 5, 5:30, 6, 9:30, 10, 11:30, there's going to be way too much information. So instead, what we do is we output 2 of those time slots. So in this case, it grabbed 10 and 9:30. And then from there, we pass that back by using the respond to webhook feature with the first incoming item. Then we'll just go ahead and duplicate this. And if there are no slots available, then we'll respond back with text saying, no times are available on this date. Please choose another time. And so now if we go back here and we say, hey, Europe, London is my time zone, you should see in a second, it's going to respond back. Okay, so we got this technical issue. And the reason for that is because we need to change the webhook response to respond using webhook node. So now it responds at the end and not immediately. So there we go. And now you can see I have availability at 5 and 6 p.m. And if we look at our execution, we got all of these slots. So 12 all the way to 6:30. It then converted those times Europe, London time zone, and then it output 2 of those times and sent that back. So that's how you set up checking availability. Now that we have these available times, the next step that we want to do is add in our create booking. So now we're going to add in a new webhook. We're going to do the same thing, grab the production, set it to post, keep it on respond immediately initially so we can get some data through here. Then we'll come into here. We're going to name the function create booking. We're going to use this tool to create bookings, and we're going to paste in our webhook that we just created. Now in here, we're going to need the appointment date. We are going to need now the appointment time. So what specific time are they looking to book based on what was returned? We are still going to need the time zone, and we'll also need the first name to create that booking. And the reason we need the first name is because if we look at creating appointment endpoint, you'll see in the body what's required. We need the calendar ID, the location ID, the contact ID, and the only way we get the contact ID is by creating a contact. So in order to create the contact, there's a few things that we need, right? If we're looking at it, well, we need a first name or we need a last name. We definitely need the location ID. And then typically you either need a phone or an email. Even though they're not showing as required here, I've done this enough times to know those fields are definitely necessary. And so that's why we're asking in here for the first name so we can create that contact. So now once we have all this, we can hit save. I'll say 5 p.m. is when I want to book. I'll give it my name. Now in a second, you're going to see, I believe we have to hit save here. Now it should send that information to our webhook. There you go. So you can see that the workflow was started. And if we come in here, we should now have data that came through our other webhook. Awesome. So those are all the information we need in order to create that booking. So what next? Well, if we look at creating that booking and we look at the start time, which is required, you can see it's in a whole new format. So first thing we need to do is we need to take the time that they requested, in this case, 5 p.m. We need the appointment date, and we need to combine the two together so that it works for this booking. So we're going to add in a code node once again. Now this next one is pretty long, but really we are getting the appointment date, the appointment time, and the time zone. We then format it properly, and then we put it in the proper time zone for the time zone that they've requested. So now if we look, all we need is the appointment start time. So they requested 5 p.m. in Europe, London, and that's exactly what we got as the output. So we'll go ahead, we'll pin this. And then from there, we are going to need to search contacts to see if this contact exists, because we need to have that in order to create the booking. So this is the specific endpoint. We're going to turn on send headers because we're going to need the same thing. So we're going to need version. We're going to need the specific value, and then we're going to need authorization, bearer, and our API token again, our PIT token. We can drop that in as well. Then we'll turn on send body. I'm going to be using JSON, and then to search, we're searching where the phone number is equal to our from number. So from that inbound call, and we will also need the location ID, which you can grab right here. So drop in your location ID, grab the value, and then from there, we can execute this step, and it should be able to find if that contact exists or not. So you can see right here, it's having trouble finding this webhook one. So one of the things you can do to kind of cheat this is just connect this directly, test this step, and then we should get some data through there. So we will also need the specific phone number. So if you've only been chatting with it to this point, you will need to call it in order to get the phone number through here, because it won't be included in the webhook. From there, once we've hit this step, we want to make sure that that ID exists. So if the ID exists, means that there's a contact, means we can go ahead and create the booking. So now we're going to grab the HTTP request. We need the create appointment endpoint. So we'll copy that, drop it in here. Once again, we're going to turn on send headers. We'll need the authorization bearer. We're going to need our auth token. So we can drop that in here. We'll also need the version, just like that. And then we're going to need to send the body. And that body is going to need, if we look, calendar ID, location ID, contact ID, and start time. So calendar ID, location ID, contact ID, and the start time. So calendar ID, you can grab like we showed earlier. Same with location ID. And then we need the contact ID, which we would have gotten from the previous step. And then the start time, which is going to come from our code node right here. And then from there, we're going to have a respond webhook node with all incoming items. Now, in the case that we don't exist as a contact, we're going to need to create ourselves as a contact. So we'll be going to this endpoint, contact creation right down here. We'll need the same things. You can notice how this API version has changed. It's just based on the API documentation. And then we'll need all the fields that we created. So we're going to turn on send headers. We'll need authorization again. So we'll copy that. The next thing that we're going to need is the version. And then let's think about what we need on the JSON body side, right? So we need the first name, the phone number, as well as the location ID in order to create them as a contact. And then from there, we can copy the rest of this so that we can go ahead, create the booking, and then respond back saying the booking was created successfully. And the only thing that's going to change is this JSON contact ID is now going to be the following contact ID, just like this. And the start time will grab from number 2. We could save this. And now if we go ahead, last thing, come into this webhook, change this to respond using the respond webhook node and test this, it should come down here. And since I already exist as a contact, it'll come up this path and create the booking. So let's go ahead and test that now.
Hello. Would you like to book an appointment? If so, what date are you interested in?
Yeah, I'm looking for tomorrow.
Great. Can you please tell me your time zone?
Yeah, I'm in Los Angeles.
For tomorrow in Los Angeles, I have the following available times, 9:30 a.m. or 10 a.m. Which time would you like to book?
Let's do 10 a.m., please.
Great. Could I have your first name to complete the booking for 10 a.m. tomorrow?
Kevin.
Your appointment is booked for 10 a.m. tomorrow in Los Angeles under the name 7. If you need to make...
Okay. So we got an error here. Let's figure out what's going on. So you can see, grab the right time zone. Next, it checked if this contact exists. You can see I exist as a contact. So we'll pin this. Then it hits the if node, contact exists, and it comes down the contact exists path. We have the contact ID. All we're missing is the start time. So if we go to our code node, we can grab in that appointment start. There we go. And if we were to test this again, it doesn't work with pin data, but if we copy just this time, just to make sure it worked, you can see that in a second, the meeting was successfully booked. So now we'll replace this start time with the appointment start. We can copy this value. We'll come down here to our other HTTP requests and we'll drop it in as well. And if you hit save, just like that, you now have created a AI voice agent that can book across any time zone deal with international clients, international bookings. So I hope this helped. If this did help, please consider dropping a subscribe. It's free. Help support the channel. And I'll catch you on the next one. Have an incredible day. Peace.